What's up, guys? Before we get into today's video, I just wanted to let you know that this video is sponsored by Grand Slam Comics and Collectibles. They provided the unstable box you're about to watch us open. If you want an unstable box for yourself, go ahead and check out their link in the description below. Without further ado, let's get started. What's up, guys, and welcome to our unstable box opening. Again, as you saw in the intro, this is provided by Grand Slam Comics and Collectibles. If you haven't checked them out already, their link is in the description. You absolutely should. The owner, Clamp, is a fantastic person. He's a good friend of ours, a good friend of the podcast, and really just a genuinely nice guy. So, if you haven't stayed up to date on everything that is in this set, it's fantastic. So first of all, this is a joke set. There are no standard legal cards or anything like that, though the cards are legal mostly in Commander for the next, I believe, 6 weeks or so. So if you want to try them out there, by all means. It's also really fun to cube with unstable cards. So let's see what we get. We're not going to go through the commons, although there are some actually really great ones. We'll also kind of briefly go over the uncommons. So our first rare is Kind Slaver. And of course, we do have our full art lands in this set, which are absolutely awesome. These are so fantastic. So happy to get those. You do get one in every pack, and I've heard that the foils are actually very, very rare. I think Expedition level, somewhere in there. We also got a rare Goblin Slingshot. And then, of course, the foil tokens in this set are fantastic. And if you'll notice, the ones with the silver border do not, but the black border tokens actually have full art on the back, which is really, really cool. I didn't know that until I opened the first box earlier today, in fact. So let's go through our second rare, Angelic Rocket. This is one of the host creatures. Host and Augment is a really cool mechanic in this, and a foil goblin token. So we actually asked on our podcast, I think a week or two ago, what everybody was most excited for in Unstable, and obviously a lot of people said the full art lands, which makes sense, but a lot of people were also just really excited. There's a lot of variants in this set, which is really cool. So you'll see different kinds of the same card, or cards that do that are technically the same card but do different things, which is kind of awesome. I think, I don't remember the artist's name, but there was an artist that passed away in the midst of creating a very cryptic command, and they actually put his unfinished sketch in the set as a variant, which is awesome. And this is an example. It's a black border token, and you get a full art backside, which I think is awesome. Let's see. Our next rare is a Serpentine, an island. This is obviously my favorite, the one that I want the most of. This is a great token, obviously. This is, I believe, for Voice of Resurgence, but they actually threw it in here as a foil, which I think even the standard token was kind of rare, so it's actually cool to see that. We did get a foil in this pack, a Chivalrous Chevalier, excuse me, and every thingamajig. This is actually one of the cards that has like quite a few variants. I think it's between 4 and 6. I'm not exactly sure, but all of them do different things, which is really cool. And then another one of these full art tokens. Well, we got a full art beast token on the back. That's really cool. Let's see. This is actually one of my favorite augment cards. They connect with the host cards. We got a split screen, by the way. They connect with the host cards. Oh, a Mythic Pet Project. This is a really good card. These are, in case you don't know, these cards are contraptions, and you actually get 3 stages basically throughout the game. So as you go through, you get to use all of the abilities that are on each little sprocket there. And you sort of cycle through them, and they're basically free effects, which make them really good in draft. They're absolutely fantastic. If you haven't watched the Command Zone's game nights, they did with Mark Rosewater, and I forgot the other guy's name, but he was on the development team, I believe, for this set. They actually got to draft and play out some unstable sort of tournament style games, and it was fantastic. The contraptions really came through for series. It was awesome. A oddly uneven, a swamp, a refibrillator. I'm very bad at saying these names, I apologize. Let's see. Look at the art on that, that's awesome. Let's see. Oh, another mythic. The Head of Sneak. Sneak is, if you haven't noticed, some of these cards have little watermarks on them. They are, I believe, 5 of them, and they all are basically like guilds, if you think of them from, excuse me, Return to Ravnica, where we all had like 10 guilds and all that stuff. In this set, there's basically 5, and there's actually some mechanics that tie into them, which again is very, very cool. X, I actually pulled a foil one of these in the last box. Unfortunately, I didn't make a video for that, but we do have another box coming, again, sponsored by Grand Slam. So be on the lookout for that. I love opening this set. So a Hot Fix, a Steamflogger Boss. This is a reprint, actually, which is kind of silly. They actually brought Contraptions back. A Record Store. Yeah, this set feels really, really good to open because not only do you always get a full art land, as well as a foil token, some of which have full art on the back side. Ooh, there we go. A Sword of Dungeons and Dragons. This card's awesome. But actually the card quality in this set is pretty great. Obviously time will sort of tell how good it is and if the cards curl or anything like that, but obviously that's been under the radar lately, and so hopefully this is sort of a change in the right direction. This is probably my favorite token, the Dragon 4/4 token, which is for Sword of Dungeons and Dragons, which again is a hilarious card. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Spike Tournament Grinder. That's awesome. This was basically a throwback to the combo player and things like that from the old Unhinged and Unglued sets. If you didn't get a chance to open those sets, I would highly suggest trying to. I think you can still get the boxes online. Ooh, Crowstorm's fantastic. For not crazy expensive, I might be a little off base there, but they really are fun sets. It's a good way to get some silly cards and maybe play some silly games with friends. Great for drafting, great for Commander, great for cubes, as always. A Water Market. Full art swamp. Ooh, here we go. A foil Cramped Bunker. That's awesome. A foil rare. See, this is what I mean too. Like, when you open a pack, you can actually get 3 rares in a pack pretty easily. So Watermark, Cramped Bunker, and Hypnotic Swirly Disc. Awesome. The contraptions obviously feel a lot like the conspiracy cards from the conspiracy sets, but I think they're a little bit better, generally speaking, though they are definitely focused on drafting. This card, obviously, a lot of people were up in arms about that, the Masterful Ninja. See if you can find him. All right. Oh, there we go. So this is actually the best just non-foil card in the set. This is Urza, Academy Headmaster. If you don't know, you can go to askurza.com to figure out his abilities and everything. They are completely random, and I'm not sure, I've heard at least that they're basically abilities that are on every Planeswalker, and they just sort of shuffle them up, and you kind of get a random one. Not exactly sure how true that is, but I've played around with the site a little bit, and it's really funny. Hydrodoodle, Full Art Plains, Gift Horse, let's see. A Jack Knight, Full Art Mountain, Sundering Fork, Applied Aeronautics, a Goat token. Fantastic. What I also like about this set is recently the set that I've opened the most of was probably Iconic Masters. Ooh, Do It Yourself Seraph. Great card, great mythic. Which was a fun set to open, don't get me wrong, but it obviously wasn't, you know, all that exciting. There was a few really good cards, and that was kind of it. This, obviously the value in this set isn't that great. The full art lands are fantastic, and I think the tokens, like Stormcrow token, those will probably be really, really awesome for a while. But most of these cards, because they're not really legal anywhere and they're just sort of a joke thing, they're not going to really hold value by any means. Ooh, a rapid prototyper. But it does feel good to open because you do get a full art land in every pack, which they look absolutely gorgeous. John Avon did a fantastic job. Also, the tokens are really, really nice, and so you're getting a little bit of value no matter what, which is great. It doesn't feel like you're losing out on anything. And then you also end up with, like we had earlier, a pack with 3 rares just kind of randomly, which is pretty awesome. And it's just a good time opening this, I would say. And I think drafting it is really where the fun of this set is. There we go, a two rare pack at Record Store. That's really where the fun is with this. I know, again, calling out to the Command Zone and their Game Night series, they basically had a card, which we may or may not have already had. I'm not sure. The big idea, by the way, is actually in that video. But basically where it sort of is Dungeons and Dragons-esque in that it starts like this little side quest, so you give it to another person in a game nearby, and it's just such a silly thing, but it's awesome. Summon the pack. Full art forest. So there's all sorts of just random mechanics. I think my favorite, aside from the contraptions, because I do think the contraptions are fantastic, but the augment and host abilities are really, really cool. You can get some very unique effects, which is just fantastic. And I think that's what really makes this set so much fun, is that you really get such a high variance in playing. Like you'll never get the same effects twice. And if you do, you still have a million options for other ones. So it's really fantastic. Okay, sorry guys, the camera cut out there, but we are back. This was actually a card that was featured on the Game Nights episode also, which is awesome. It was adorable kitten, half kitten, half adorable kitten, or something like that. It was awesome. Really, really powerful, in fact. Basically made it so anytime Mark Rosewater was dealt damage, he got to spin a 6-sided dice and gain that much life. And so it just sort of negated a lot of the effects. This is very Cryptic Command. This is the card I was talking about earlier. Unfortunately, this isn't the variant that I was talking about, but it is a really, really good card. It does actually have, I think, 4 or 5 different variants that all do different things, which is so cool. Let's see. A Griselda Monster Masher. That's pretty cool. Full art planes. A guest list. Full art spirit token. That's really, really cool. 2 packs left. So far, this box hasn't been, it's not been bad at all. We got Urza, which is definitely the most valuable card in this set. We also got Sword of Dungeons and Dragons, which I think is the 2nd most valuable card, if I'm not mistaken. I'm still on the hunt for a foil full art land. I've, again, heard that they're very rare, so hopefully we'll get to pull one at some point, and hopefully we'll do it on video. Let's see. Insight. That's really cool. Full art swamp, and a hard hat area. A mythic contraption. That's fantastic. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I apologize for the little cut towards the end there. But I hope you enjoyed this. Again, go check out Grand Slam Comics and Collectibles. Thank you for providing this box, and hopefully you guys check them out in the links below. If you did enjoy this, or you have a favorite card or anything like that, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. Make sure to like this video if you found it fun and enjoyable and all that jazz. But until the next box opening video, guys, I think I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching.